Hi guys, welcome back to Mike's Carp Adventures. So today we're down at Lavender Hall Fisheries over in Coventry. I'm actually about 4 or 5 hours into this particular session, but it's Bank Holiday Monday, so that means torrential rain. Now this particular lake is called Station. Station is basically the one main specimen lake on the actual complex. It's a lovely little fishery. I'll show you the peg in a bit more detail as soon as I can get away from some of this rain. But yeah, we're down here for 48 hours. We're going to see what we can get. And a couple of fish that have come out last night, so hopefully that's a good omen for us here. And in terms of baiting tactics, obviously I'll take you through that shortly. We'll show you exactly what we're doing, what the approach is going to be over the next 48 hours, and hopefully we'll have a fish or two to obviously bring you as well. But in the meantime, I'll come back to you shortly. I'm going to get out of this rain. It's starting to come down again. Okay then guys, so we're back into the dry finally. It's been pretty much torrential rain and it's going to be like this for the next 24 hours. So bear with me, I'll try and give you as much content as I can for the time being, and hopefully, you know, it's okay. So in terms of baits and tactics, let's talk through exactly what we're going to be working with. So I've done some research online, I've spoken to the bailiff, and basically it was exactly as per my research, which is obviously a positive thing. Now, colour-wise, the most two popular colours and successful colours on this particular lake are yellow, which I'll put up here, is a 15mm kind of DNA pineapple and banana boiling, so pretty nice. And then we've got probably the most successful and popular colour on this lake, which is the pink peril. So both 15mm baits, and I just wanted to try and give a little shout out as well. So I was lucky enough to get a parcel through the post the other week, and it was from a company called PVA Plug. So they basically make little pre-made kind of pallet bags. They've also got some kind of ground bait ones with pallets within inside them as well. So guys, thanks so much for sending them to me. I promise you I will be using them on this session. Going straight on to the rig wise, we've gone for a simple kind of lead clip system on 3-ounce lead, which is basically only pushed on about halfway, so the lead can obviously eject if it needs to. And then straight onto a 7-inch boom, which is a fluorocarbon boom from Gemini Tackle, and that particular one is absolutely invisible in the water. I am so impressed with them. Now that goes onto a size 6 Kamakura hook barbless, which this is very much a barbless only water. So that's the rigs and the baits covered, and let's hopefully catch a fish or two over the next 24 to 48 hours. Particular peg is called Mallards. So this is a double peg basically on the Station Pool. Now in terms of stock, we are talking predominantly carp, so it's a mirror, common, and there's maybe a few ghost carp I think potentially in here, but weights go up to around the kind of 30-pound mark. Nothing too massive, but I'll take a 30-pounder on my first overnight session of the year. So I'll show you the peg in a little bit more detail, so give me 1 second. So this is the peg here. So we've got some steps which will take you from the top of the peg onto a nice decked out area here. It's very big swim. I mean, obviously I've only got the one bevy. This is, as I said, a double peg. So this will take you nicely onto my swim. Now in terms of kind of where I'm fishing at the minute in time, we've got the right hand rod that is just off this island. So if you're coming onto this peg, then you want to be about a rod length off. Now that's all kind of gravel bar, and then the left hand rig is just off the left hand side of this island, again about half a rod length. Once again, that is another gravel patch. So in terms of all this area here, so this is quite clay, mainly clay. I've had a bit of a lead around, it's quite straightforward. Now until you get about to the edge of this island here, so if you were to draw an imaginary line from side to side to these islands, it's pretty hard for the majority of that. As soon as you basically go beyond that, it turns into a bit more of a kind of a clay, bit soft in areas, but predominantly it's still quite hard. Bits of silt, not much of it around, but it's a really nice peg. You've got a lot of different features, and basically as well, I've got a third kind of area being pre-baited, so I'll put a few boilies in and around this area. It's not deep at all, 3 feet, 4 feet maybe. So I've got that particular area all nicely being baited up, hopefully to come back to in the evening. Okay then, so the sun's just about to go down. I'm going to recast for the last time now. It's just kind of before bite time, and yeah, if you're not used to Lavender Hall, by the way, there is a train track right behind the bivvy, but anyway, we've got a 50cm leader, pretty straightforward. We've gone to a 3-ounce lead with a nice kicker there, so it's always going to be pushing this away, and then onto what we've changed now into a basically an orange kind of pop-up. So it really is straightforward, nothing really complicated about it. I don't know about you, but I personally like to use bait screws. I think it's so much easier than having to mess around with floss every 5 minutes. Maybe there's something I'm missing, and feel free in the comments, guys, below if you use floss for a particular reason why you wouldn't use a bait screw. But again, personal preference, no one's right, no one's wrong. So effectively, so we just screw that on all the way down to the bottom of the actual screw, and then we're perfectly lined up. We're going to be using one of the PVA plug mesh bags. We're going to swing this straight out onto the gravel pot spot, and we're going to see exactly what the night brings. But fingers crossed we can have a fish or two. Well, good morning everybody. So it's about just after 7 o'clock now. Unfortunately nothing much to report. I had one run during the night, but I pulled into it and there was nothing there. So he managed to no doubt spit the hook out before I got to him, but I'm gonna get something to eat now. I'm absolutely starving, so we're gonna go over to the cafe. We're gonna have some breakfast there, and then we'll be coming back. I'll leave it probably a couple of hours until bite time's come and gone, but yeah, we're gonna get some breakfast. It's a lovely cafe there, as well as the tackle shop. So you've got everything that you need. If you forget food or forget tackle, you've always got an option. So join me in the cafe shortly. So here we go, then we picked up a hot chocolate, why not, it's only like 2 degrees, and we've gone for cheese toasty. The girls in there will do you an amazing food. So I'm going to tuck into this, I'm going to enjoy this for the next 15-20 minutes, and I'll see you back down at the bank and we'll have another chat about what we're going to do for the rest of Tuesday. Okay then guys, so I had some lovely breakfast as you've just seen. Really hit the spot. So I've just been sitting here. Finally, we've got a nice batch of kind of cool, calm weather, and it's allowing me to actually take a look at the water and try and see if anything's really showing. So far, nothing, but I have made a slight adjustment. So I've moved this left-hand rod, so that has come down into the margin here. So I put a few boilers over the top, and I've changed that to a white, an S7, which is, if you've not seen it before, is very much a darker boilie, which matches the hook bait quite a bit. And then the other one is similar to before, but slightly more to the middle. So it's again about here, and that's just on that gravel bar there. So it's about 3 or 4 foot. A bit of an update in terms of the actual lake. So only one person's had something. So there's a peg called Sleeper just behind here, a very prolific peg, and they've had 2 out of there, which is good for them. I'm glad somebody's had something, but unfortunately the rest of the guys, I've been speaking to the chap who's just in this peg here, he's unfortunately been here several times and only had the 1, so it doesn't look like an easy lake, but we don't go fishing just to have it easy every time, or else what will be the point. So I'll keep you updated as we go throughout the day. As I say, we've changed baits, we've changed spots slightly. The thinking behind changing the baits, by the way, was purely that, if they're used to seeing it pink and yellow, while yes, they are productive, maybe something a bit different may just trip them up. So let's see how things go, guys, and I'll come back to you very soon. Okay then, guys, first fish in the net, first session of the year, fantastic. First fish of the year. She'll do us way. We'll start to see some snow showers not very much at all. 16 and a bit, yeah. Okay then guys, so a quick update. It's 1:30 on the Tuesday. We are about 27-28 hours into the session, if my math is correct. And we finally have a fish on the bank, the first session of the year, and it's the first fish of the year, so I'm just happy to get that off my back. Now, just to give you a bit of a background, I switched things up a little bit. I took a look at the actual map of the lake again, had a look where that gravel spot was, and then switched over to a pink boilie with a small kind of PVA mesh bag on there, and a little bit of the kind of liquid from Nash. It was Instant Juice, I think it's called. So I put a little bit of that on, and within the hour it ripped off, one toner all the way, and we landed this little beauty, which was just over £16. So perfect start to the year, and let's hopefully get another one or two on the bank. Evening everyone, it's about 6:30 now in the evening, so not too much longer to go now. We've got basically the night time, and obviously then the first couple of hours in the morning, so pretty much uneventful other than the fish I've just shown you. No one else has really had a sniff of anything from what I can tell. No fish seem to have come out. A couple of people have since left. Now just before kind of pressing record, not sure if you can see it, so I'm about just off that island there. I'll put the image of the actual cast now for you, but I practically clipped the rushes as it's hit almost the side of the island, so I had to bring the rod back a little bit, just to kind of, it was too close. It's still a gravel bar. I've got no problems at all. I'm not expecting to have had any issues. I did have a PVA mesh bag on there, so that rod is going to be staying right there and pretty much for the rest of the night. I know it's in the right place. I couldn't really have positioned it any better, so that's fine. And then the second rod is actually down into this corner here, so I've put a few baits there just underneath a tree, so that one again is going to be staying where it is. So that's pretty much everything for this evening. Obviously, if I have any luck, I will come back to you. Otherwise, I will see you all in the morning. Okay then guys, well, it's that time for me to pack up, as you can see behind me. So just the one fish in the end. It was a pretty good session, but I just wanted to say a special thank you to the whole team at Lavender Hall. To be honest, for all the fisheries I've ever actually been to, including Baden, which is one of my local waters, the team here are amazing. The kitchen staff were great with the food. There was something wrong with the actual internet, so they couldn't take card payments. Well, they sorted that out and put it on a tab so you could come back later and pay. Not many fisheries would trust everyone to do that, so thank you to everybody. Some amazing facilities. I will 100% be back, and I'll be back with probably a couple of other friends as well. So thank you very much. I'll look forward to seeing you soon on the bank, and hopefully let's grab another PB or two.